Ofo bike. Leaving the apartment this morning, stumbled across 3 of these and a mobike. All brand new, I guess all virtually unused, covered in dust. So I guess I've been sat in someone's apartment basement for a number of years. Ofo bike. Take you back to 2014 when Ofo was formed. As for many of us, a life-changing, for everybody, changing the way we travelled, the way we did our first and last mile of many journeys. You could jump on one of these, down to the railway station, to the bus station, get off the train, get off the bus, underground, and complete your journey on a bicycle. Public share bike. Ofo bike were the first company in 2014 to set up, closely followed by Mobike. There were 3 of these and a Mobike in the outside the court this morning. So I thought, what an opportunity to jump out and make a video. And it's Ofo Bike, a company. It's a story in itself. Back in 2014, when they were raising funds for the company, they raised. This is in dollars because it's quoted in dollars where I've got the information from. They raised $150 billion to run the company. On their Ofo app, subscribers all paid 1.9 RMB, $2, £2 or £5. I think I paid £5 deposit to register for the use of bikes, and then you could use a bike and it would chip away at your deposit until you had to top it back up. 200 million users, 200 million subscribers, 200 million $2 on top of the $1.5 billion they'd borrowed. That is a mind-blowing sum of money, all for the use of a $50 bike. I say $50 because I should think that's all the cost. Probably didn't even cost that much in the day. Single speed bike here in China like this is not more than that anyway now, new. In fact, probably less than that. So it's an amazing, mind-blowing sum of money. It changed the way many of us around the world travel. It gives many of us the ability to hop on a bicycle and go somewhere with ease. In Beijing here, the cycle lanes are mega wide, totally smooth tarmac, which suit these solid tyres. The bikes, it's a bit too small for me to ride. That's probably indicative of a nation being a little bit shorter than us in the West. Although the one I've got in England is also a bit too short for me, a bit too small. But seeing it this morning, I had to take it for a ride. The lock's gone. The other 2 and the Mobike have still got the locks in place, although they've been deactivated, probably by a hacksaw. You'll be 12 years or older. I was just looking, that's a QR code you would scan to hire. Ofo, another partner. I try to find out about those. I've seen that logo. The logo is also here on the saddle. And whatever this says in Chinese. I'm an Ofo bike fan. I've got an Ofo bike in England. I absolutely love it. I've put pneumatic tyres on it. I've raised a saddle. Mine's a 3-speed. It's an amazing thing to ride. I paid £80 for it. I bought it off the receivers in the UK. A brand new. They're still for sale now in the UK. Brand new Ofo bikes for around that money from the receivers. At one time you could buy 10 for £1,000. Well, nobody would ever pay £1,000 for them for 10. So I paid £80 for mine. An absolutely brilliant legacy left behind. First and last mile ever journey, bike share, world over. Still now the world over. There's millions of them here in China. There's hundreds of them in Nottingham. There's hundreds of them all over cities in the west and the east and the north and the south. So I can't work out the numbers, because I think the subscribers, for every, I don't know, let's say for every 20 subscribers, every 30 subscribers, or every 40 subscribers, the bike was paid for. And they're only used for 5, 6, 10 minutes on a journey continuously. So the bikes were paid for anyway, in my opinion, by subscribers. Borrowed $1.5 billion, which, like I say, is an outstanding, astronomical amount of money, and went bankrupt. How the hell can that happen? Anyway, that's my little homage to the Ofo bike. Thanks for watching. I'm going to take this one back to where I got it, and it will be collected at some point by the local authority and sent for recycling or whatever. Ideally love to hang on to it and ride it around, but it isn't mine. Obviously it belongs to somebody, as does everything else in the world. Thank you for watching. I'll put some stills at the end. Catch you another one. Just an add-on. Just riding back home, and I saw another one which I've taken a photograph of down near Walmart, and this is the mobike I was speaking of. It's still locked, actually. Still got the lock on. So that's an escapee from when they were collected. Here's one of the modern, up-to-date bike shares, and one of the other Ofo bikes is still here, although it's got a lock on, that one has. And this is the one I've borrowed. I did try to scan the QR code actually, and it came up with warning about this website may be inappropriate or something. Anyway, just a little bit more to add on, and I've got all the photographs. I think I'll add some photos on the back anyway, and catch you again.